Oh, that sure was one intense goon sesh. You know, because we have to deal with all these goons whose suspicions have been aroused. How are you? So what we're meant to do with this disguise is head on... Hey. Head on through the main wing, yes. To the west wing, I guess? I can't remember. Oh, hey. How are you?
Sir.
Oh, nice shotguns. And, look at that! It's the Shagohod. We can't get in there yet, but we can see there's plenty of dudes in their speed suits. Oh, look at him. He's like, yep, that sure is a giant robot. Did a darn fine job making it. Not a whole lot we can do here yet. But we head on over, yep, to the West Wing corridor. Now, all we need to do is just walk forward. I'll check out that PlayStation 2 reflection. Walk forward and go through there. But I did mention that this is the area outside here. Oh! Well, I think he wanted to stop me from doing this. From doing this? Yeah, unfortunately, you can't actually break through there. Would be funny if you could. But no, it's strange. I believe it is indeed the same loading zone. I don't think it's a copy of this loading zone. Though, hard to tell because I can't quite see the Karoton over there. But yeah, you can't actually bust through the window. Unfortunate. So let's just go forward. Hey.
Sir.
Are you ready for a big, long, thick, throbbing cutscene? Because I am. By the way, he kept the bandana on under the mask.
Here it is.
I love that. It's so funny because there is a model, you know, for Snake's face and head without the bandana. But anytime it would have made sense to use it later in the game, they just don't.
About that.
I'm very much looking forward to the remake still having the bandana for the scientist disguise and that scene there. Because you know they're not going to change it. You know they're going to want to keep it the same.
I swear it. No one but the Colonel knows of the legacy.
I see.
No, don't.
It was just regular lipstick. Dweeb. It is his emotional support bandana. It actually is. Like, that is the reason he refuses to take it off. I do like how Snake looks with this uniform on, though. Even though the bandana's a little silly with it, he does look pretty cool. We do keep this uniform for the rest of the game as well, so any cutscene you want to go into with it, you're allowed.
What are you doing here? I told you before, didn't I? I'm going to get you out of here.
A man of honor, just like your commander.
Guts and honor. Oh, wait, wrong franchise.
Late. Too late. Don't tell me. The Shagohods.
Exactly. The final preparations for Phase 2 are complete.
Sokolov, what exactly is Phase 2?
To put it in technical terms, it's a composite range extension system for medium-range ballistic missiles.
To put it in layman's terms, we put some jet engines on a tank.
The Shagohod was originally designed as a tank that could launch nuclear missiles from any
This scene
type of
also, to
terrain.
this day, even looking at it right now, why does this look so good? Is it just the sepia filter cutting down on the
CDMs we have today are
PlayStation
simply too big
2-ness
for the
of it?
Shagohod to carry.
Because I remember when I
Pilots
first saw
do not
this,
hear of it. They
and this is all in-engine.
nuclear
You know, this is all
missile
in-game. This is a real-time
American
cutscene.
homeland.
But the first time I saw it, I was like,
That
hold
was
on.
when I came up
What
with
the hell's going on? You know, grainy CRT and everything. I was like, is this pre-rendered? Is this like...
Onto the Shagohod.
Wait, did they build like a tiny Shagohod model and film it? What's going on? Like, it just looks really good.
Accelerating it.
Shit can haul ass, Snake.
rocket
Yeah.
booster unit is attached to the frame of the Shagohod.
I love that this is the crux of their whole plan.
It's the same technology used in the Vostok rocket.
They
that
built a
sustained the
really,
Gagarin
really,
space.
really big tank,
Using this
and they put a
booster,
nuke launcher on
the
it.
Shagohod
And for
can
some
achieve a
reason,
land speed
it's
of over
the butt end of the
300
tank
miles per hour.
is a hovercraft, and the front end of the tank is drills, and then they put space rockets on it.
And from this state of accelerated motion, it launches a nuclear missile.
It's insane.
The Shagohod acts like the first stage.
But you know what? I will complain about this later.
The range of
But
the missile
so the whole thing in Metal Gear Solid 1
increases from 2,500
was
miles to
they found a way to put a
6,000 miles.
nuclear warhead. I wanted to say warehouse because,
In the United States.
you know,
Not only
they found a way to put a nuclear warhead
no need to construct giant
onto a
silos
miniaturized
that
railgun
were
that was
used
still
by
quite big,
CBM.
and launch a stealth nuke. You know, that was the kind of the entire thing that made Rex so frightening.
And you could
So this
launch a
game takes
thermonuclear
place
strike
in
at any location
1964.
in the United States from
They couldn't do
anywhere
something
the Soviet
higher
Union.
tech. They couldn't do, you know, so they had to go lower tech, but still really scary. So they came up with this goofy idea that, yeah, you know, you just need 3 miles of a runway, and this thing goes up to 300 miles an hour and just absolutely flings that missile. And it's a neat idea. I don't know how scientifically feasible it is. I'm not a physicist or anything. You know, I don't know trajectory. I don't know any of that shit. I'm just some guy playing a video game. But the way they explain it, I go, you know, Street Fighter 3, yeah, that makes sense. Wave. And it makes sense in context of what's going on in this game. I think it does it really well. It's a shame that the games that would take place in between this and MGS1, I mean, I'm just going to spoil something. We're going to see the railgun used again in the franchise, but pre-2005, which is kind of stupid because, you know, oh, by the way, deterrence. They're talking about nuclear deterrence. Get used to that, too. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Shagohod's very, very cool just because of how actually unique it is. A lot of the Metal Gears, technically speaking, the Shagohod is not a Metal Gear, but a lot of the Metal Gears we'll see in the future are basically just Rex again, but before Rex. I don't know. So as silly as the Shagohod is, I really, really, really like it. Yep, it's a nuclear submarine with none of the advantages and all of the nuclear-related disadvantages. Yeah, no, just in general, none of this really makes too much sense from a tactical standpoint. And there are some games, Metal Gear Rising, that will get into that. It'll just be like, hey, yeah.
Just tell me what I need to do to destroy
Even this gets into it a little bit. But, you know, it's a video game. It's a video game about a very handsome, attractive spy with a big, fat, juicy ass sneaking around punching dudes in the penis. So, like,
You mean that cutting-edge plastic explosive?
Ah, yes. Cutting-edge plastic explosives.
The bomb of the future.
Where can I get it?
There was some in the armory.
See, I like that. We get C3. We don't get C4. C4 hadn't been invented yet.
I was here a minute ago.
I don't even think C3 had been invented yet. A lot of things in this game hadn't quite been invented yet.
She made her way in here by becoming Vulcan's lover.
thought she was your lover.
Who could this mysterious white woman be?
She is Volgin's lover.
Are we supposed to know that that's Eva? Like, Snake's not supposed to know. We get the reveal when Snake's supposed to know, but I don't know if the viewer is meant to know. Well, that's a
And daughter.
creepy family photo there.
Now I remember. Your family is in the custody of the CIA. How long is
Technically
Tatiana been
speaking,
here?
most Metal Gears
Only a
are not Metal Gears. That's true.
A few days before
Ray
Bertram
is
was
actually an
dead.
anti-Metal Gear.
She said that Khrushchev sent
And they do talk about that a little bit.
all of the
But,
experimental data for the
you know, they only talk about it a little bit and then spend, like, at 144.75. Did you see it? Did you see it? Remember, at 144.75. There it is, 144.7.
Safety.
No.
Yeah, a lot of the,
Going.
Listen, as long as there's a big robot for me to shoot missiles at, I'm good.
Leave me.
So
Not all of the games give you that, unfortunately.
Khrushchev has abandoned me. I cannot return to my country. I would most certainly be sent to the gulags.
Any one of us can be a spy scene, but if she's your lover and she's his lover,
My family's waiting for
then
me.
that means I'm also your lover. Wait.
Even if I fled to the United States,
Oh, God.
I would once again find myself creating
144.75, there it is. So, yeah,
In the end,
I've mentioned several of the similarities between MGS 1 and 3 and why 3 is so good and is such like a good follow-up while also being a good introduction, while also being a good prequel. Sokolov is kind of
every day I create
Otacon.
things that should never be used, things that should never have
This is
existed in
very
the first
similar
place.
to the talk with
Everything
Otacon
without
and
sleep,
Solid Snake in MGS 1,
without a word of
but it's not
praise.
exactly the same.
And my creations do not even benefit mankind.
It's, you know, Sokolov is obviously
They are merely the tool.
older, he's a little more jaded, he's a little smarter about it. But see, look, all he wanted to do was build space rockets. All Otacon wanted to do was build cool anime robot. I like that a lot because it's similar without being a complete rehash. It treads a very fine line where if you're, you know, for us this is our 4th game in this series. We've played the story of MGS1 twice. So this is very familiar territory, but see, he's actually got a family. And he's kind of resigning himself to his fate. You know, he doesn't have the same development that Otacon has, but it's got, you know, it's similar. And I like that because it works as, yeah, if this is your 4th time through, you're like, oh yeah, okay, this is familiar territory. But if it's your 1st time through, you know, it's still a good story, and either way, it works. Anyway, here's Volgin. He knows Rykov very well. These two are very well acquainted. And of course, a callback to Raiden getting his pills grabbed by the president. Good old President Jimmy Johnson. Why do they call him that? Well,
Who are you? Don't play dumb with me. If you think you can fool me, you're
that
sorely
penis is
mis-
way too big to be the Major's.
I know the Major better than anyone else. I come here looking for Tatiana, and what should I find? But a greasy freebooter.
That's another one of those lines I quote sometimes. I don't know why. Just the way he says it's very funny. Anyway, Volgin sucks if you forgot. He's such an asshole.
What is this fairy disguise?
That's another one too. Oh, that line is so good. Also, I love when
And
I love how
those
many
are who
times
you really are.
in this game stuff just quickly turns into dudes getting thrown and flipped and tossed. Oh, it's awesome.
Stay out of this.
Look, everyone's getting their ass kicked. Look at this room of people who are just in horrible pain now. Oh, the boss is so cool.
I see why they call you the boss. What was that? Some kind of judo?
No, it's called CQC, a basic form of close quarters combat. He and I developed it together.
Splendid. I'll take it from here.
Are you going to kill him?
This electricity effect in all prior versions of the game, including the HD collection, slowed the frame rate down to single digits. In the Master Collection, this scene actually runs at a stable 60. Again, you're watching it in 30 just because of how I record, but yeah. It's kind of funny because I always thought the lower frame rate on this... By the way, like, content warning, man gets his shit pushed in real hard. But I always thought the lower frame rate was, like, stylistic to make the hits land more. And I still kind of like it slowed down and choppier. But yeah, just a little bit of trivia. If you want to see this scene with a good frame rate, play the Master Collection. Volgan's such a dick, though. This is, like, genuinely still hard to watch. Even though we're just seeing a war criminal beat up another war criminal, it's still like, you know, Snake's just a pure boy at this point, man. It's a basic form of close quarters combat. You know, basic known by only 2 people of the planet. She was fulfilling the gaslight part of the 3 Gs, yeah. This part especially gets very, very choppy. And yeah, I feel like it looks a little more dramatic in the older versions. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad they made it run at a good frame rate, but I do think it's interesting. Yeah, Zone of the Enders 2, yeah, we mentioned a couple times. Hey, let's save the game. Yeah, all the games kind of running on this engine have that bit of slowdown that it looks cool, so it's kind of funny when it's not there. Love the idea of Ocelot seeing all this and go, oh, so zap that? Yeah, yeah, well, maybe we're about to get something more on that.
He doesn't know what you're talking about.
Because again, we know Old Man Ocelot at this point. We played 1 and 2.
Start talking.
Please, stop this!
He loves zapping dudes.
Dog.
How can you do this to him?
I
By the way,
know
Volgan
you
is
did this to someone.
absolutely just
You.
slamming his fists into Sokolov. He's not having a good time. I mean, Volgan's having a good time, but Sokolov isn't.
I guess he's dead.
I guess he's dead. Keep in mind that wording. I guess Sokolov is dead. He doesn't know. Remember what Master Miller said? You have to confirm the kill? That's going to come up in a future game. Just remember, in this, he did say, I guess he's dead.
I hope you'll prove more entertaining than he was.
Anyway, we got captured. We're talking about electric shocks and all that.
Let's take a look at your
So now,
body, shall we?
again, since there's like 1.5 Metal Gear games,
We've seen your share of battles.
and we're kind of playing a remake of Metal Gear Solid 1.
What hell is really like?
We've got a torture sequence where we have to mash,
Well then,
or
let's get
after he says, well then let's get started, if I just
what is
hold
your target?
L2 here, and I open up my item window, and I keep L2 held the entire time, it doesn't actually register any of the damage he's doing to me. Now, if I let go, it'll do all the damage at once and I'll die. But as long as I keep this held
Who let you in here?
until we get to the next cutscene, yeah, I don't have to press anything.
You're a tough one.
It's an oversight. It's in all versions of the game. Probably won't be in the remake, but I think it would be funny. You are absolutely not a patient man, Vulcan. You are like the definition of impatient. Anyway, I'm fine. Yep. I passed that sequence without having to mash.
Here's where the fun really begins.
Yep.
My body carries an electric charge of 10 million.
That's physically impossible.
Let's see how you like this.
So yeah, we got Ocelot in the corner. Remember, he didn't approve of Vulcan's methods at first. But now he's watching this inquisitively. Look, he's what's going
They're after
on?
my legacy, aren't they?
By the way, yeah, Vulcan saying he's a patient man.
Your real target is the Philosopher's legacy, isn't it?
We've not heard about the Philosopher's Legacy. I think we heard it mentioned once, just as a thing.
Yes, yes.
PP time.
Let yourself go. That's what I want to see.
It's no use. He's not going to talk.
The way they animated that bag on his head, too, just, it freaks me out.
Trained by me.
It's, like, too realistic.
Admit it. We're after the location of the
Okay.
legacy.
Patient. What is it? Stable genius Vulcan here.
Powers during the two world
Yes,
wars.
tell me
That's
everything
what
about
we're
the
looking
Philosopher's
for,
Legacy
isn't it?
in this room full of spies. You idiot.
$100 billion divided up and hidden all over the world. And you're looking for a record of where all that money is hidden, right?
You see, he's getting so into his little torture session.
No.
Look at his eyes jittering.
Philosopher's legacy
He is
safely in
quivering
my
with
possession,
pleasure.
in the underground vault of Groznygrad.
Oh, that's where it is. Yep, that's where it is.
Never let
Everyone in this room now has that information. I hate Vulcan. I can't wait to kick his ass. He's such a good villain. He's such a good villain, though.
What's this? A transmitter.
Oh.
Who's responsible for this?
Wasn't me.
I am. I planted it on him to keep track of his movements.
$100 billion scattered all over the world is just describing money as a concept. A little bit,
They
yeah.
knew where he was gonna be. They wouldn't have gotten
Yeah, that
themselves
is how money
slaughtered.
works, yeah. But he's got the bank records
Seems
of
fair
it.
to do this, boss, but under the circumstances, I'm afraid I must ask you to show me some proof that you and he were not in collusion.
You don't trust me. Is that it?
Not that.
Look at him backing up.
Yes, your apprentice.
He's seen her judo.
What do you want me to do?
Let's see. Cut out his eyes. I don't like those blue eyes of his. There's nothing more important to a soldier.
Let's
than
talk about
eyes.
retcons here.
You made him a soldier.
Originally,
Now you
Big
will
Boss
learn
lost his right eye. I think it was
Make for a
some...
touching display.
It was in the 80s.
He's all yours. Do it.
I think somewhere in East Asia. That's what the old lore said, but we never really got
Just as
much
he did
Big
the
Boss
Cobras.
lore. You know, it was just all kind of like stuff written in the back page of a manual or whatever. So this is decidedly a pretty big retcon. Honestly, I like this, though. I like that we get to see this. I like what it symbolizes in the game. I like what it symbolizes for Big Boss's character, like I said, and even like the boss said, you know, he's too pure. He's literally a nice, upstanding soldier. He wants to, you know, just follows his orders and all that.
Stop!
And the loss of the eye is really what starts to transform him from Naked Snake to Big Boss. Now, the transformation's not done until the end of the game. But yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, okay, there can be good retcons. Oh, what are you smelling?
That smell. Tatiana, you're the spy.
What are you talking about?
I know that smell.
Stop it!
Taking a fancy tour. Hey, Ocelot.
So it's funny because he's actually onto it, right?
No, I have no interest.
What he's smelling is the, this bitch is wearing perfume.
to test her.
So he goes for the grab to see if it feels like Eva's, but man, it's so...
I'll let this be the judge.
He's like, smells like Eva. Booby like Eva. But man, what a dweeb. Anyway, yeah, the loss of the eye that we're going to see here in a second. I mean, it's cool. This is such a tense scene. And even in this desperate situation, Snake is still doing what he can to protect someone. And yep. Get slapped again, idiot. Ugh, it's so painful.
Satisfied now?
Well, that was refreshing. Come, we're going to my room.
Well, now that I'm all porked up. Get over here, sweet cheeks. Awful, but that's literally what he's thinking.
So you survived the Colonel's torture, eh?
Oh, and here we get this. He loves it.
Watching this has made me realize something.
In about 40 years, I'm going to strap your son
It's
to a
really
bed
not
and do
that
the
bad.
exact same thing to him. I'm going to have a sweet mustache by that point.
Expression.
You know, this scene, this whole sequence, I know I'm talking all over it, but it absolutely rules. Just... Volgin continues to be detestable. We see the transformation of Major Ocelot. You know, he's going to start to turn into the torturer extraordinaire, Shalashaska. We're starting to see Snake lose his innocence. Make the transformation into Big Boss. Ouch! Why would you do that? 144.75?
Run!
144.75? And then I think my favorite part of this scene is actually everyone's gone and Eva's like, alright, enough fake crying. She's so baller.
I've prepared an escape route for us. Go out and head west. Pass underneath the connecting passageway and go north. You'll find an open manhole there.
You're...
Quiet!
Yep, that's when he learns Tatiana's Eva.
Go through the manhole down into the sewers. The door at the north end of the sewers is unlocked. You can use it to get outside the fortress.
It's great. It's just such a good scene.
We'll meet up later.
MGS2 could never. I gotta say it again. MGS2 could never.
But I can't get too close to your cell. You'll have to figure a way out of there yourself.
The immediate twang of regret on the boss's face after she pulls the trigger is so good. Yeah, there's so much expression in these models for a PS2 game. It really is incredible. Like, I say it, I think, like 7 times every 10 minutes. But this game is like everyone's favorite and a classic for a reason. It is genuinely just, oh man, it is so good. Oh! Well, now we're captured. That's no good. Let's save the game.
Ready to save, Snake?
I am. A lot just happened, paramedic. A lot just happened.
Snake? Snake?
My mouth hurts when I talk.
Did you get cut up?
It feels like someone shoved me under a lawnmower. Do me a favor. Tell me a story to take my mind off the pain.
Snake, have you ever heard of Renfield?
Is that a movie?
It's the name of a character. He's locked up in a cell waiting for the master to return, eating the spiders that crawl along the walls.
Change the channel.
He waits and waits for ages. Finally, just as he's beginning to forget whether he's human or not, the master comes for him, saying the time has come. Renfield is overjoyed.
Wait, isn't this?
The master spreads his huge wings and a gust of wind fills the cell.
Come on, I don't want to hear this.
And there, standing before Renfield in human form was...
Dracula.
Exactly! If you stay there too long, your old buddy Dracula's going to come and get you too. So you better start thinking of a way out of there. You better not leave me without someone to talk to. Please, Snake, think. There's got to be a way out of there.
I'll try.
Okay. Just let me know if you start having nightmares about Dracula.